Come on in. Let's see who's going to be the first person to come on tonight. I think I know. Look at y'all coming on in tonight. Welcome, 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 everybody. Ask AP Live is on. What's up, Dabo? Hey, Tasha. Oregon's in the building. Welcome, y'all, to Ask AP Live. We are still inside of International Women's Month, and we are still talking to our business owners about surviving the pandemic. We are 2 years in. We are still in a pandemic, even though they're trying to make us take off our masks and stuff, y'all. We are still in a pandemic, and I am talking to Miss Vanessa tonight. She is the CEO of Fancy Homebody. Y'all see it all over everywhere. It's all over social media. She has the best, like lounge gear, house shoes, all that kind of stuff. We're going to talk to her about her brand. I just love her spirit. Had to have her on the show. Oh, thank you, pretty face. Oh, that was so nice. Tonight's sponsor is Nice Media Studios. Let me plug that real quick. I got to do that real quick, y'all. Sponsored by. Thank you for all the love, y'all. I'm so happy y'all are here with me. You have no idea. That's my sponsor tonight. My sponsor tonight, again, is Nice Media Studios. They offer a variety of creative and innovative services, including both audio and video podcasts, talk shows, live streaming, content creation, graphic design, and voiceover work. You can hit them up on Instagram, Nice Media Studios. I have plugged it in the live. It's pinned. Hey, Ebony. I got California in the building. I get so geeked when I see the out-of-town people come on my live. I love y'all because Detroit, I know y'all with me. But just to see people from other cities tap in, I love it here. Vanessa, the CEO of Fancy Homebody, will be on the show tonight. I cannot wait. I'm super excited to have her on the show. Hey, Ashley, I see you, girl. I'm so proud of you. You have no idea. We're going to have to talk later. My graphic designer, the person who designs all of Ask AP stuff, anything you see Ask AP, my baby, Crystal, pure perfection. She's on there. Follow her for all your graphic needs. That's my baby. She is on here. She does everything Ask AP is all Crystal. I love you, sis. Thank you so much for what you do for me because I don't know how to do any of that. Come on in. Y'all make sure y'all invite some people on here. This is going to be an amazing show tonight. I'm still talking to all of my business owners about surviving the pandemic, okay? Because this is a real place. And if you own the business, I'm sure you can relate to the conversation that we had last week and the one that we're going to have tonight with Vanessa, who is CEO of Fancy Homebody. Chi-Town's in the building. What's up, Chicago? Y'all geeking me up. I am so excited. I see so many new people in here. Oh, thanks so much, sis. You know I love you. You know how to geek your sister up. I love you. Thank you so much. Kiss my niece for me. Wish her the happiest birthday ever. It's my niece's birthday, y'all. The real Michelle Christine. Hey, Michelle, how are you? Thanks so much for tuning in. I see so many new people on here tonight. And if you have never seen my show before, and this is your first time, welcome. I hope that you continue to come back. You're going to love it here. I love y'all for being on here. Thank you so much. So all of the hearts, thank you so much. Cincinnati, what's up, Nat? What's up, Cincinnati? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Is it Tara or Tara? I just want to make sure I got it right. I see you, Cincinnati. Thank you so much. Oh, my gosh. Chicago, Cincinnati, Oregon, LA. What's up? Detroit. What up, Detroit? Y'all, where Detroit at? Where's Detroit at? Where my D girls at? Because that's who I do it for. I am so excited to have Vanessa on the show. Rhea, what's up, baby? Thank you so much for always tuning in. Rhea is always here with me. Thank you so much. Baltimore, what's up? Oh, that's the D girl in me. Baltimore, thank you so much. Hey, Britt. She from Detroit. Thank you so much. Chauncey, what up, though? Chauncey is from Chauncey can cook his behind off, y'all. Shout out to Chauncey. Make sure y'all follow Chauncey. My sister Shania, what's up, baby? That's my makeup artist. That's who taught me how to do these brows. Glam scientist, what's up, baby? I really enjoyed seeing you the other night. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Oh, Ashley, don't toot my horn like that. Bless you, girl. All God, none of me. None of me. Tonight's show is sponsored by Nice Media Studios. Like I said earlier, make sure y'all check them out if you're interested in podcasting, live streaming, content creation. They do all of that at Nice Media Studios. I have plugged it in the live, and you can go over there and check them out. It's Nice Media Studios on Instagram. Wait a minute. Hold on, y'all. I might be tripping. I see London. Are you tuning in from London? I'm about to fall out my seat. Colleen, are you tuning in from London? Are you serious right now? I'm about to fall out my seat, y'all. I ain't lying to y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I so appreciate this. Tonight we have Vanessa from Fancy Homebody. She is the CEO of Fancy Homebody. I know all my ladies are up on Fancy Homebody. I'm up on Fancy Homebody. I had to have her on the show tonight. She's such a beautiful spirit, and I had to get her on here tonight, and she is gonna be on here tonight. I'm geeked. I'm geeked about all of my guests, because nobody has to do anything for you. Remember that. And when people take their time out to do stuff for you, you have to appreciate that, and I'm so appreciative. Colleen, girl, you a London child. I'm gonna fall off the seat later. Oh my God, London. I'm geeked up. London is tuned in. Attorney Catherine Gibbs. What's up? I appreciate y'all so much. Tell a friend, y'all. Come on, let's keep everything going in. Brooke. Okay, Brooke. Brooke getting packages. Okay, Britt says she got on her slippers right now. Oh, so y'all like, see, I knew I wasn't putting y'all up on nothing. Y'all put me up on stuff. Thank y'all so much. Shout out your city. We got Chicago. We got Cincinnati. We got Cali. We got Oregon. Who else? Detroit. I know y'all in here. I don't even got to worry about that. I can't believe somebody from London is watching my show. This is insane. I'm going to cry when I get in the car. Oh, Memphis. What's up, Memphis? Is it Audrey? If I'm messing up your name, I didn't mean to. Thank you so much for tuning in. I think, oh yeah, Vanessa's here. Hey, Vanessa.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for coming on the show tonight. I always say that I am so appreciative when people, share their time with me. Time is a very important thing. A lot of people don't realize that time is very important. And I know that you are. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you okay. Can you see me?
Yes.
Okay.
I see you, girl.
But I was just saying, thank you so much for taking out the time to just talk to me tonight. I know that you are extremely busy, so I really respect and value people's time. And I just want to thank you for just being able to be on the show tonight.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate the reaching out. So I was excited to come and chat.
Yes, I am super excited to have you. And shout out to your assistant. Is it Karen?
Karen, yes.
Karen is bomb. Let me just say that. Karen got you. Karen
yes.
Is on point. Karen is a great communicator, and you got to have somebody on your team like that. And she is good to go.
Oh, I hope she's watching. So yes,
I like Karen.
My team is amazing. Wouldn't be able to do anything without them. So
I
I'm
emailed
very.
Karen and Karen was on it. Okay, Karen was.
I
So
love it.
for everybody that's tuning in tonight, my guest, International Women's Month, and talking about surviving the pandemic as a business owner is Miss Vanessa, who is CEO of Fancy Homebody, and we're just gonna have a little chat, nothing scripted, off the dome. That's how I like to do it. So I just want to start off. I usually start off my interviews with just a little bit of foundation. So what I feel is that foundation makes us, our background and where we come from. So we just want to get to know you a little bit, just talk about your upbringing and your foundation. So let's just go back to before we get to this big CEO,
Oh
fancy,
God.
before we get to the mogul, let's talk about,
Oh my.
that's what you are. Let's talk about how you came to be who you are. So let's go back a little bit, as far back as you want to go.
Far as back as I want to go. Okay, well, I'm Vanessa, everybody. Like she said, I own Fancy Homebody, and Fancy Homebody is a newbie. I'm a newbie in the game. I've only been an entrepreneur for 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it was 2 years, February 1st. So I am new in the game. Yes, somebody already said I am originally from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Period.
A lot of people even think I'm from Detroit, or they think I'm from Chicago. I live in Chicago, but
Okay.
I am raised in Cincinnati.
Okay.
So I'm a Midwestern girl through and through. And yeah, so I've always been a working girl for as far back as I can remember. Been working since I was 14 years old.
Yeah.
I'm in Chicago because I went to school here. So went to Columbia College, Chicago. I was a marketing communications major, and I had a concentration in public relations, and I also did some fashion merchandising type stuff. Okay. So I always wanted to, I had a knack for the whole marketing thing. I loved the idea of marketing. And I loved fashion. I used to really be a fashion girl back in the day, you know what I'm saying, when I used to be out the house more. I really loved fashion, and I always wanted that to be a part of my life somehow. But I've always been like a business sense type of girl. So I'm like, where's the coin at? Where's the coin? Like, so right after college, I went strictly corporate. I have always kind of been, having that regular career trajectory of trying to climb the corporate ladder. I went right into a major global branding firm that I worked for right when I graduated from college. And that kind of, it was a great job. It was a great building block as far as a lot of things that I still apply to my daily right now.
Okay.
So I had a lot of experience working with really big brands, Gillette, Tide, Crest, Olay, like all that kind of stuff, very early on in my career. And then the boy that I met in college, he convinced me to move back to Chicago. And that is my now husband of 7 years. Period. But
Period.
once I got back to Chicago, I made the transition into pharma. So I went strictly into pharmaceutical marketing. So it was all about, again, just a really, really corporate background. Always was the only Black girl in the room. I was always the youngest in the room. And while I enjoyed the lifestyle that it was affording, I felt like I was never given the opportunity to really be myself and kind of hone in on some of the things that I like wanted to do, you know, like deep down or whatever. I'm a mommy of 2 boys. So that was a big thing too, is just kind of going really hard into my career and motherhood. My boys are only 16 months apart. So, you know, it was, you know, a struggle for young mothers trying to navigate that. So, after a really crazy bout with postpartum with my youngest son, I wanted to get out of my funk, and I was trying to think of ways to, you know, some of those early ideas back in college or whatever, of like coming up with a clothing line or something like that. It just started to come to me again, and I was thinking that that was going to be the way of kind of getting out of my funk. So I started, you know, toying with these ideas of starting a business, or whether it was blogging or something like that. I wanted something as an outlet for me. So I toyed with a lot of ideas. It was about, you know, I didn't want to be all mommy focused, because like I said, I used to be a fashion girl back in the day, you know, but I also knew that that wasn't my life anymore, you know, like it wasn't my life anymore. I love being a homebody. I've been an introvert my whole life. I know a lot of people, but I choose to be in the house as much as possible. And I wanted to, I don't know, just do something that was really unique to me. I don't think that it was going to be believable if me, with these 2 kids who've been living in the suburbs and working this corporate job, came out with, you know, club gear. I don't know if that was going to be authentic. So I really wanted, like I said, an outlet to kind of speak to women like me who, you know, didn't want to lose their sense of self. They might be in the house, but, you know, we're still fabulous. You know what I mean?
Cute in the house.
And Fancy Homebody came about. So I was thinking of it as kind of like just an Instagram page. When I first started the page, it was me like sharing memes and stuff like that. And that was at the end of 2019. And I'm like, you know what? Let me start drop shipping some sweatshirts or whatever. So I started drop shipping sweatshirts on February 1st, 2020, not knowing that in a month and a half after that, the whole world was going to be shut down. But it was just all in God's plan that, you know, here I am talking about being in the house, talking about being an introvert, isolating yourself. And then clearly I didn't want the pandemic to happen. But
of course,
we have a pandemic where now everybody's in the house and everybody wants loungewear and everybody's in sweatshirts and everybody's, you know, kind of talking about being comfortable. And so that's a Cliff Note version of what kind of rolled into Fancy Homebody, but that's kind of how I got here.
That was, talk about God's perfect timing.
Yeah.
That was absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
That's when you really know when you're born to do something. Like this was for you. And it came at a perfect time. When you were trying to figure it out and God was like, here, I'm going to shut the whole world down for you. That's amazing.
Like, here you are, like, here's your opportunity to really be yourself.
Absolutely.
Like, really be yourself. Which we don't always get a chance to do, you know. And I never thought I was going to be you know, sitting here in lounge pants talking to you now. I would have never known
Only
that.
2 years in. I had no idea that you were only 2 years in. That is amazing.
Yeah.
This is so much inspiration for an up and coming entrepreneur. When I talk to entrepreneurs, we always talk about how things don't happen overnight. You know, sometimes it takes a long time, you know, to really get your business off the ground. I want to
Yes.
talk about, let's talk about the trials and tribulations to getting here. Because although, you know, we're shut down, you got this idea, you get this idea out. Talk about a time when it wasn't so straightforward. You know, we always talk about the good part, and Instagram shows us all of the beautiful moments of being an
Yes.
entrepreneur, but it doesn't show us the grind. Talk about
Right.
what that looks like for Fancy Homebody and the fact that you're still grinding.
Right. Right. Well, behind the scenes, like I said, the glamorous thing is to be able to say, oh, I did XYZ and this is how I did it and blah, 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 blah. I think that the one thing that a lot of girls will reach out to me now, and I am, you know, flattered that they want my advice and that sort of thing. But it really goes back to the importance of branding. And that doesn't mean that, you know, you come out the gate and you're Coca-Cola, you know what I mean? But the importance of branding yourself and your business is so important. So for 2 months, 3 months or whatever, before I launched Fancy Homebody, like I was saying, I was posting memes. I was doing a lot of the geeky market research behind the scenes that had nothing to do with somebody giving me money. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
I wanted to find like-minded women who acted like me, who, you know, might share similar experiences as me. I was still in that phase. And again, this probably comes back to like my corporate background of really identifying your target audience and being as specific as possible when you are trying to launch a business and trying to target an audience. And that can go down to, does she shop at Target or Walmart? Is she a Target girl or she a Walmart girl? She brew her own coffee in the morning or she go to Starbucks? Like, which one do you want to target?
Right.
That's the geeky stuff that gets me so excited. You know what I mean? So I felt like I did that for months before I asked anybody to buy anything from me. I used to like research hashtags. One of my first ever products that I launched was the Mommy Gang sweatshirt that I still sell to this day. But I would literally, now this is creepy, but y'all can pick this up for anybody who might want to, you know, start a business or something.
Right.
But I used to search the hashtag Mommy Gang and see what Black girls, because that's who I was targeting, were using Mommy Gang on their pictures with their children. And me, as a creep with not a lot of followers at all, would comment on their picture. And I would say, oh my God, they so cute. Or yes, Mommy Gang, and you know, that sort of thing. And I knew that I had a catchy name, Fancy Homebody, that that person might click on my profile and might go and kind of find out what I was all about, what I was talking about. So I did that kind of stuff. And so I did that for a long time.
I'm gonna make them come to me.
Yeah. So I did that for a long time. And then I think so in January I came up with the definition of a fancy homebody. And it was literally something that I was just jotting in my notebook and stuff, and kind of like, who am I? You know what I mean? Like, who am I? Who is this girl? Like, Fancy Homebody. I put it down on paper, and I made like a little meme out of it. So I made this meme of, Fancy Homebody, noun, and then defined what a fancy homebody was. I literally, my assistant, always asked me, like, I can't believe you get this number of sales every day and you don't run ads. She asked me that a lot. And I'm like, the only ad that I've ever ran on Instagram was the definition of fancy homebody. This is before I launched the store.
Right.
I spent $200 with Instagram and ran that meme as an ad. And so in Instagram, of course, if anyone knows, you're able to put in who you want to see, who you want to see that. So, I would say, oh, she watches Real Housewives of Atlanta. She follows Target. She does this, she does that. She might follow nail pages and, stuff that I did. And it took off. So I got so many likes and shares and reshares and reshares and reshares of that post. That's where a large amount of my following came from early on. So it's just all about kind of putting that kind of work in first before you ask somebody to buy something from you.
Yeah.
So I did that, and then I was still working my corporate job this entire time. I've always worked remote. I've been a remote worker for like 5-6 years. So that was nothing new to me. So when the pandemic happened, I was still, on my computer trying to figure out Fancy Homebody. But then I had these 2 little boys here too. So it was just crazy. And early on Fancy Homebody, I knew it was special because of the women that I connected with, just in my DMs and again, I'm not a social girl at all, but something was just different about the people who I was meeting online, that it just made me feel like I was kind of meant to do this. I don't know what this is yet. I'm drop shipping sweatshirts and t-shirts right now, but I could see this going somewhere. So the pandemic happened, and through the grace of God, I never really experienced anything as far as hindering sales or business or anything like that. My only thing was the whole balance of trying to still work this full-time job with 2 children that are out of school and trying to also be active on social media. So that was the tough part. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was really tough behind the scenes. What you didn't see was the stress level, the crying about, not being able to keep up with my job, not being able to feel like you were giving your kids a lot of attention. In a way, feeling guilty that I was on my phone so much now, like during such a weird time. But I decided in May to take a leave of absence from my job without pay. So it was pretty instant where I was like, I can't take this anymore, and had to pick one or the other, and decided to go with Fancy Homebody. And I'm glad I did.
This is incredible.
Yeah.
I always tell people, like, entrepreneurship definitely does not happen overnight. But to hear this from you right now is so refreshing, because it doesn't take overnight, but it when it's for you, God can do anything at any time. I never tell people go quit your job, and just start a business. Like, of course, you need to take that leap of faith. You taking that break in May, that was your leap of faith. Talk
Right.
about, I want you to talk to somebody who is thinking about taking a leap of faith. And, everybody's leap of faith is different. You
Right.
really trusted your business and your product and what you have. Talk about just taking that leap and what that looked like for you realistically, because some people, if you think about it, they don't believe that they can take a leap. I mean, take that leap, because we need money. Let's be honest.
Right.
We need money.
Right.
We got bills, we have children, we have real life. But talk about that leap of faith and what that looks like when you do it.
Yes. So you gotta have some money saved up. Now you gotta have some money saved up. Like, so just to backtrack just a little bit, before the leap of faith, the thing is, I never came out of my pocket to buy inventory with this super new brand. Again, I was drop shipping. And I think that people don't talk about ways like that to jumpstart a business. I felt as though I had a strong brand at the time, a foundation of a brand. And it wasn't like I was just raking or rolling in the dough. It was not that at all. I had the ability to have a third party, send out these sweatshirts and t-shirts and all that kind of stuff, and me be able to focus on the brand building, being able to still, interact with everyone and have my daily life. So it wasn't until I started literally making more money with Fancy Homebody than my job that I was like, okay, there could be something here. And I also understand that, not everybody has the same exact situation. Clearly I'm married or whatever, so I have somebody to lean on if something was to happen. But I feel like you just have to be smart and don't make any irrational decisions just because you're, have some golden idea. You can do both. There's a lot of people who work their 9 to 5 and put in a whole bunch of work and time at the end of the day. But I feel like, again, I will just always preach brand building till I'm blue in the face, that, it's not necessarily just coming out of the box and be like, I got an idea. Okay, yeah, I want to sell this or whatever, instead of like really taking the time to research and, you might make a few dollars like that. Now you might make a few dollars like that, but it has to be the longevity about kind of that foundation that you are building. So it's just not an excuse with having to still save up money, still work your job or whatever. I would not say don't jump out the window until you're ready. And please. I mean that, if something was to happen, you got an emergency fund or something like that, then you do that. Because honestly, I'm just gonna, I was a little ghetto with it a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So I took this leave of absence, right, in May. So I was still technically employed, even though they weren't paying me. So I was technically employed all summer. So it wasn't it wasn't until May that I started selling loungewear. So I was always drop shipping sweatshirts and t-shirts. May was the first time that I was like, okay, I got a few coins. I could buy some inventory. So this was like wholesale, regular loungewear that you could just buy off of Fashion Go or LA Showroom, that sort of thing, like a boutique type of feel. So I started doing that. And when that was really successful, I was like, okay. So I was due to come back in September. And like I had like 3 drops over the summer, I'm like, yeah, I can't do this no more.
I'm out. in the most way possible. I'm gone.
I'm gone. Yeah.
that is what this looks like. I knew this conversation was gonna be just what I wanted it to be.
Yay.
I'm super excited, and the fact that you are really, really, really smart. Not to say that I didn't think you were smart, but I'm just you are really, really smart, and you are really you are really, really helping a lot of people in that area, because jumping into it is not gonna get it. Like, you really got to know what you're doing, who your audience is, and really believing in the product, because it takes a lot to just walk away from something, especially a full-time job. Like, you really believed in Fancy Homebody. So let's give the people the beginning business owners, although you are a beginning business owner, which is blowing my mind. You really are. The people who want to jump into business, the people who are just starting off and they need some advice, give a couple do's and don'ts.
Okay, do's and don'ts. I'm better with don'ts, so let's start there.
Don'ts, because don'ts is good. Don'ts is really good.
Don'ts is don't share all your ideas with everybody.
Ooh, Lord.
And that is even your best ideas, even the things that are just keeping you up at night as you're so excited about. I actually was listening to Steve Harvey on the Earn Your Leisure podcast today, and he was saying, like, you know, God will whisper something to you and give you an idea, and it's not for everybody to get it, or because it wasn't for them, it was for you. And so sometimes your biggest supporters or your support system, not that they're not supportive.
Right.
I'm not saying that at all.
Mm-hmm.
You might not want to hear that little, you might not want to hear them extra things. Now, I don't know if my mama is in this live, so I'm going to say this really quick because I love her, okay? I love her. Me and her are like this. But I know my mama, I am a Pisces. She is a Cancer. And my mama is opinionated, okay? And so I did not share anything about Fancy Homebody until the first photo shoot was done. And, you know, I was just, she's in here, sorry.
I love pop up. I was gonna try to wink at you and warn you, but I
love you. But my thing is, some of the people who love you the most, who want the very best for you,
absolutely,
you might want to try to keep in some of those ideas so you can really figure it out. Yeah. And that goes for not just the mamas, because I love you. Okay. Love you. Yeah, she's such a Cancer. Okay. I love you, girl. You gotta sometimes keep those ideas to yourself so you can fully figure it out and you can question yourself. Don't always have somebody else be the one in your ear to sway you from left or right. You gotta kind of try to make sound decisions by yourself. It's always good to run things past people or whatever. I know that we are, you know, we do that on a regular, but it's good to trust your gut, trust your first instinct. And sometimes you just have to realize that this thing is going to make me happy. Might not make me rich overnight, but if it makes me happy, then there's a chance that you're not old enough that you can still give it a go. You know, parents want to protect us, so anything that doesn't look solid to them, they're going to question. Exactly. So, you know, I was kind of, I had an established career that I walked away from. So that was a real question on
Yeah.
everybody's mind. You know, both my
Right.
parents was like,
Yeah.
what?
What
You
are you
doing
doing?
what? You selling
Yeah.
sweatshirts, huh? You
Oh,
know,
now.
so so
Yeah.
yeah, so that's one thing for sure, is to just try to limit how many opinions and stuff like that you're in. Also watch the circles that you're around. It's kind of like a piggyback off of that, but energy around you,
Absolutely.
positivity around you is really important in business because it's stressful. um you know, you wear a lot of hats, and sometimes you want just kind of a peaceful vibe around you.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say that that is very important. um the dues also is to get your taxes together, because Uncle Sam does not play.
Yeah, that's a real play. People, you on that a little bit. You have to pay taxes, people.
Whew! It's something real serious.
Yeah.
That is not your money.
Mm-hmm.
It's his money. So yeah, doing that, and have fun with it. Like, I think that that's something else that gets lost, is as soon as it starts really feeling like a
Work.
job and
Mm-hmm.
overly consuming and all that kind of stuff. It's like, you got to still remember just how blessed you are that you're able to do something, that you're making a living, working for yourself. You know, you got to kind of like remind yourself of all that and try to just roll with it and have as much fun as you can. So
Earlier, I shouted out because that's who my contact person
mm-hmm.
was, and dope she was, how efficient she was, how she just I'm talking about, she just asked the right questions. She got your back. That is your person. Hey, your person. Talk a little bit about having the right team, because it's very important. To have, you just talked about, you know, people being around you, the right energy. Talk about having the right team, you know what I'm saying, in
Yes,
order for the business to flow, because you can't do it all by yourself.
you
You
cannot.
cannot, can't be everywhere. You are getting busier and busier by the day. You're coming up with new products, you're shipping, you're having to market, you're having to, like, you're doing a lot. So
Right.
just about having the proper people in place um in your business, and what that looks like.
Right. So this is new, kind of fairly new for me, to have as much help as I have right now. Like last year, the team just kind of, the business, I should say, took off to a whole nother level. So I honestly just could not do it all myself anymore. But for the longest, it was me doing everything.
Mm-hmm.
But at the beginning of last year, I hired my first assistant, which is my customer service team, who handles all of my emails. So
Okay.
you have to figure out, what's the thing that I just do not want to deal with anymore? What's the thing that gives me the most anxiety? And try to get that off your plate. The one thing that you frown about the most, try to
Right.
get somebody to help you with. So that was my first hire. And I have not seen an email since. I know that a lot of people think that they're emailing me, but they're not. And so that is for my anxiety. I
Right.
can't take it no more. I love my homebodies. I love them. And everybody is so sweet on IG. But Lord, let me tell you, in them emails, people be changing up. Okay, okay. So I couldn't take it no more. I couldn't take it anymore. So that was first thing. So customer service, having that taken care of. And then once the volume started to grow, so I was doing all of this out of my house. I am a technically kind of new homeowner, and I was not even able to fully enjoy my house because my house was completely taken over with boxes, like all the time. Like my entire kitchen, no dining room no more. We used to fulfill in the living room, like these nasty ass boxes that have traveled from overseas or just all over your house. So again, it was me, like my best friend would come over and she would help me pack. And we would just be thugging it, like really thugging it for real. So it wasn't until I just got our warehouse and office space last fall. So that's when I brought in a fulfillment team. So I have 2 assistants. So, and Karen. So Karen and my other assistant at the warehouse, and then my customer service team. So kind of handles all the aspects that I just know that I could physically not do anymore. So important, because now I'm able to focus on other parts of the business with a closer eye for detail and do things that, to help scale and grow the business, because you're going to get to a point where it's just like, I can't do this anymore on my own if you really feel like you're about to grow. Because while we were in the house, like I wasn't paying this crazy amount of rent that I'm paying right now. So it's like, you don't have that bill and you're not having to pay people. I was already making a good living and all this other stuff, but it's just like, if you really truly believe in the business and you believe in the brand, I know we could take this to the stratosphere if I get the right people to support me. So very important. And it's okay to change them up if they ain't working. It ain't no feelings in business.
None whatsoever. You have to do what's right for you all the time. Yes. I'm so happy to hear that, because that like segues me to my next thing. So a lot of people will not do what they want to do because of support. Support or lack thereof discourages a lot of people, family, friends, just people in general. I know when I first started off in radio, my background is radio. So when I first started off, I would have all of these different things, and like I could count on my hand how many people would show up, and it'd be like, I got all this family, I got all these friends. Where is everybody at? I'm trying to figure out what's going on. So talk about, not having support. Like if you didn't have the support that you have, or when you started off, like you said, a lot of people really was like, wait a minute, you're going to stop working your full-time job to sell. Some people just, they don't get it. They don't see it, they don't get it. You tell them and they like, that's stupid. So what do you say to those people who just don't have that support? Nobody's showing up for them. Nobody's buying anything. Like what would be that boost that you would give them to keep going?
Those ain't your customers.
Those are not your people.
They're not your people.
They're not your people.
I thought I was doing something with my personal page. I was cute with my 2,000 followers, okay? And I would announce the fact that I have Fancy Homebody. So I used to pop back and forth a lot, right? I ain't get no damn followers from that personal page.
None.
Like maybe a 1 or 2, you know what I mean? Like my cousin, my sister, and stuff like that. And you have to realize the people who've been following you, or, your Facebook friends, everybody got all these damn Facebook friends from elementary school and all this, keeping up with all these people who you don't even talk to in real life no more. That's not your customer base. It's not your customer base. You need to be focused on who you would like to connect with. Focus on yourself, on your business, on the craft. And I definitely was discouraged at first. I feel like I've talked about it on IG one time or whatever, but that when I was trying to be social, I was out here trying to be social during that whole postpartum fiasco, maybe four or 5 years ago, and trying to be social. And I brought up the fancy homebody idea to some people, and I got laughed out the room.
See what I'm saying?
And it wasn't not just a laugh. It was a, girl, you just a mom. You a mommy mom. I feel like I made a really, like early on when I first started Fancy Homebody, I made a post about, I'm happy to be a mommy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm one of them people who got their kids all the time and stuff like that. And I used to kind of, you know, that was a thing whenever I was trying to be social and all this other stuff, that that was such a big part of my life. I love the fact that I'm a homebody and a mom and a wife so much. That's what makes me happy. I'm not socially awkward, but when I try to do things here and there, you know, like, I would rather be at home with my family, you know?
That's right.
So it was not just that. It was like, no, homebody, it needs to be mommy gang. You are a mom. You need to focus on mom. I remember that, okay? Like, clearly I'm still triggered by it a little bit. So I know all about discouraging.
I bet they're not laughing now. I bet
you said it.
I said it. Not funny right now.
Yeah. But
toot your horn.
Yeah.
Toot your horn.
Yeah, I know.
Toot.
No. So
toot.
My mama's still in here talking. What does that mean? No, what? Girl, bye, Joanna. No, but what I'm saying is, people will say those types of things, and you have to be strong enough to be like, you know what? Woosah. I'm gonna take that to the chin. And I also feel like, honestly, that's why I go so hard, is because I have a little bit of a chip on my shoulder. Not just because of that, but I feel like throughout my career or whatever, like feeling like I was saying, I was always the black face in the room. I was always the young girl in the room. I would feel like I should have got that promotion and I didn't, or, you know, I should have got XYZ project and I didn't. So the fact that I'm sitting here so blessed with this brand, solely off of being myself, is just nuts to me. That it's just a constant reminder to just be, if you can just learn how to just try to be as much as your true self as you possibly can. Like I'm saying, like it's a wonder what that will do. As soon as you be like, is this me? Is this really me?
Yeah.
You know, and go from there.
Really operating in your gifts. I'm really, really, really just happy for you.
Thank you.
Happy for you. Just you are a true testimony of walking in your gift and knowing what that looks like, and God is blessing it. You know what I mean? Like, really being yourself and not having to like conform to everything that's going on in the world and trying to fit. You are the definition of not fitting in.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, I'm doing me. I'm not trying to go to the club and do none of that other stuff, because that's not me. I am going to make money off of being me. 2 years in.
Right.
For people who are just Vanessa is 2 years in business, and was able to walk away from her corporate job because she is being herself. This is deep.
Yeah.
I love it here. I'm gonna let you go. We've been going on for about an hour now. But before I let you leave, I want you to do this one last thing for me. If you could talk to your younger self.
Oh God.
If you could talk to your younger self right now, everything that you've been through up until now, what would you tell the younger you?
Oh God. Doesn't make me get all sappy.
I always have this because this is the part of the show that always gets so good. Everybody loves this part.
That it's gonna be okay. I would tell her that it's gonna be okay, and that you're gonna live your wildest dreams one day.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Nobody hasn't said that one yet.
Yeah, you're gonna live your wildest dreams, and you're good enough. So yeah, I always felt like that was a thing, is trying not to, fitting in is not necessarily the word I'm looking for, but I always felt a little different. Like I felt a little not, I don't know, like it was just always a little something for me, right? And specifically with like groups of girls and stuff. Like my husband tells me all the time, like you like have this community of women, that's just like you and stuff. And I'm like, I know, because I finally found my people. Because before that, like I always felt like I was trying to force myself into a situation, or force myself to feel like I needed to belong. And that was pre my husband too. Mm-hmm. But, just kind of in a world of women, because, we women, we can be harsh. We're harsh. Yeah. We're strong. We strong, but we can be harsh. And it's not always as welcoming and lovey-dovey as one might always feel. Yeah. So I would feel like, to stay the course. Absolutely. And it's gonna be all right. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you. This was fun. Yes, it was. I definitely appreciated your transparency and just being able to show people that they can do it. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be overnight for you. I mean, you have so much more to do. I know that. You have so much more to do, but you are off to a fantastic start. Thank you. Toot your horn, because we tooting it for you. Okay? And we just, I'm excited. Live right now is super, super excited for what's to come. Yes. I don't listen. I might have to say this for some people that's on here right now. I might have to ask you what's next. What's the next drop? Y'all know I was gonna get a little bit. The next drop is Saturday. So we're Saturday. We have a drop. Our Fuzzy Wuzzy collection is dropping, which is a Fuzzy Wuzzy 3-piece set. You can see all the details on our website. So it's perfect for the lazy weekend girl who wants to be cute in the house. I gotta give me some Fuzzy Wuzzies when they drop. Yes. I have to get for sure. Yeah. So that's what's next, but a whole bunch more is in store. That's why I'm so tired. So y'all will see. We wearing you out. We wearing you out.
Vanessa.
No, thank you.
I definitely appreciate it. We got to do a part 2 really soon.
Yes, for sure. This was fun. Thank you again.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Thank you for your time.
All righty.
Okay, bye.
Bye.